You might be a little surprised by this video because it is different. I'm going to interview my friend Dino, and he's going to talk about how to help you get more healthy, how to get in shape, and he has some really interesting advice. But before we get into the interview, really quick, do me a big favor, like this video, like hit it right now, subscribe if you haven't, and in the comment section, just say, "Love you, Arica," and that will help me out so much with YouTube putting my work out there. Now listen, you know, if you need any support from me, that all of my resources are in the comment section, and I'll be sure to link Dino's information in the description below. All right, enjoy this video.
And I'm really excited because I have not interviewed someone in a very long time since I got my television show. And, you know, I talk a lot about, you know, the heart and practical things that you can do in your dating relationships. But at the end of the day, we are all body, mind, and spirit. And so while I can help you on the mind and the spirit part, the body part, I have brought in my special friend, Dino. Dino, how do I say your last name?
It's a tricky one. It's a genus. Yeah.
A genus. Okay. And Dino, I know Dino from, we both were living in Bali, Indonesia, and we were both there during Corona. And so Dino, I have been following him on Instagram for since that time, and I've been watching his work in the fitness arena and helping men lose weight. And so I'm really excited to have this conversation with you, Dino. Welcome to my channel and to my audience.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me, and I'm excited too.
Okay, awesome. So guys, on a very practical level, I just want to be really honest with you from a woman's perspective of how this plays out for us, your fitness. When you're a woman and you see a guy, you know, that's saying that don't judge a book by its cover, the reality is we do. We do judge books by their covers, and you are the book, and your body is the cover. And so as much as we like to say that men are very visual, women are maybe, we're quite visual ourselves. So when we look at you, we're gonna think about what you look like in the bedroom and your performance. All those things do matter to a woman, and I'm not going to bullshit you and say that they don't. They do matter. How you look naked, how you perform, all of those things are really important, but there's even more to that. And so Dino and I are going to go on this journey of conversation to talk about why a man's fitness is incredibly important and what it does just for him personally, and not only just for women. Dino, what inspired you to become a fitness coach, mentor, guide?
Yeah, so it was kind of just I wasn't planning it. I was actually, just long story short, I was in a job that I wasn't enjoying. It was involved sales, cold calling in the city of London, and I was just thinking to myself, okay, I can't do this for much longer. I'm not really getting anywhere, and I always had a passion for health and fitness, and then I was training inside of a gym, and so I was friends with the receptionist there, and then there was a group of people like surrounding a machine, and everyone was taking notes. I just asked him, what are these people doing over there? And he said to me, well, they're doing a personal training course, and he suggested that I get involved because he knew that I had a passion for health and fitness. And I started thinking, do I really want to start coaching other people? Like, I started doubting myself, right? And can I actually do this? It's going to be difficult. And the other job that I was doing, it was just coming to an end, right? So I was like, well, why not? Let's see what can happen from this. So I got enrolled on the course for, I think it was like 3 or 4 month course, got my personal training certificate, and dived kind of just straight into it, and thought, why not? What's the worst thing that can happen? And started from there.
Why did you personally, like, why was fitness so important to you on a personal level?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I was always playing sports from a young age. And obviously from sports, you feel good. When you're training and exercising, you naturally feel inclined to take care of your diet. And obviously gave me, mindset wise, I was in a good place. Yeah, I was kind of like emotionally stable, let's call it, when I was in, when I had some kind of routine going with my health and fitness. With like the gym stuff and building my body up, that primary reason for that was actually to make myself more attractive to the opposite sex. This was like this
It's the
this
truth
was
for every guy.
yeah. Yeah, but this was, this was in my early, when was this? In, early 20s.
Right.
So obviously the reason now has changed. And I think the reason for, a lot of guys in their mid-30s, 40s, 50s, might be, a little bit different. There might be a combination of reasons, might not just be for the opposite sex. But yeah, for me, it was to be more attracted to the opposite sex. And I knew with building my body and looking good, I would just immediately have a lot more confidence. And for me back then, I was like an introvert. I wasn't really putting myself out there. I was very shy. Whenever I was in a, kind of a social thing going on, I never really used to put my opinion out there, say what I really thought. And yeah, I just felt like I could be a lot more. I could, reach my potential in different areas of my life if I, built my body up and had a little bit more confidence.
Wow. And so it helped your confidence since?
Yeah, I mean, massively, massively. Yeah, I'm just not, I got to the stage where, I'm not afraid of what I think. I don't care what other people think about me. Obviously back then it made me a lot more secure, or just not really care to approach another woman in like different settings, like whether it be, a cafe or whatever, a bar or gym, whatever. I just, yeah, I had that confidence, and I wasn't as fearful of going up and talking to a woman as I was versus, before, when I wasn't taking care of my body. Because there was a point where I wasn't taking care of my body, and my lifestyle and my habits were terrible.
Right. So working out made you more confident and less fearful when it came to women.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I love that you're saying that, because I think that, I've been coaching for over a decade, and one thing that I see a lot with men is most men are very fearful of women, fearful of speaking to women, but no one admits to that. No one talks about it until they come to me as a coach. But most of the time there is this innate fear. And I love that you used fitness to overcome that, and to, it's like fitness is a vehicle that forces you to take action, but you took it to another level and started doing that with women. So that's incredibly impressive.
Yeah. So it helped me, yeah, just it helped me massively, massively. And not, with the fear point there. Also, it helped me overcome the fear of trying other things. I wouldn't have tried other things if I didn't take care of my health and fitness and build my body up and kind of got that mental resilience. Like trying different pathways with my career. I tried a few businesses that failed, but I still gave it my all. And as the saying goes, every failure leads to a success. Every failure is a stepping stone to success. So yeah, definitely helped me not just with the physical part, but with the mental part, and just really helped me manage my emotions a lot better as well.
I love that word resilience, because resilience, it is the foundation of success in any aspect of our life. And I love that you've also channeled resilience to build your business, to socially, mentally. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
What type of clients, who would you say, like, who's the guy that comes to you for coaching, and what specifically are you coaching them in?
Yeah, so usually it's guys in their mid-30s, 40s, 50s. You know, they've had they got involved with their career, had other responsibilities, whether that be, work, family, and their fitness is taking back seat. And I know what it's like being in, time demanding job, and, I was working corporate. It's easy to let go. And especially if you're surrounded with other people that are not on the same page as you, because, most people, let's face it, these days are not taking care of their health and fitness. It's very easy to get dragged into that kind of lifestyle. Yeah, and then before you know it, you're sitting behind a desk for 8 hours, 10 hours a day, whatever it is, and slowly you've put on that way. And guys come back to me that want to kind of get back to their prime. They want to be able to take off their top and feel good at the beach or on a holiday, or have their partner say, wow, you look really good. Yeah, and they're just doing it to just really kind of optimize their health, so they have a good future as well. So they increase longevity and these different things as well. So it's it's more guys that are busy working time demanding jobs, and they don't want to kind of put too much energy into it. They pass me the responsibility to lay out everything for them, the structure and plan, and they just can execute and get the results.
That's brilliant. And so how long do your guys typically work with you for?
So initially it's 16-week time period, because that's really what we need in order to get some really good results, not just on the outside, but also just help you build the habits and routines that you need in order to maintain the result. But a lot of the guys are so happy with the results, and they just want to achieve more results, right? So they stay on for longer.
Wow. And so what kind of results do they get to see when working with you?
So I mean, you could lose up to 35 pounds in the 16 weeks.
What? Oh, I need to
something.
coach with you, because I've been living in the south of France and I like my wine a little too much. And I put on a pair of jeans last night and I was like, oh, those aren't fitting so well. So they're losing up to 35 pounds. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, and we're talking like even guys in their 50s, like mid-50s.
Wow.
Amazing transformations, because we're looking at every single aspect. We're not just looking at the training aspect. Like if you go into a gym, you're going to see two different types of people. You're going to see an in-shape person, and you're going to see an out-of-shape person. But the biggest difference between those two people are what they eat and when they eat. So much the training, which everybody is like focused on. They think they can go to the gym and train and get the results without paying attention to the things outside of the gym, meaning nutrition, recovery, activity outside of the gym, stress management, sleep optimization. So when we get all these different things down, then you get a really, really, really good result.
I love that you look at all aspects of that. I completely agree with you, because if you're not sleeping well, then I don't know about you, but when I don't sleep well, my body's inclined to want to eat more shit, because it's.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And that's because, not to get too sciencey, but it just impacts your hunger hormones. And when your hunger hormones ramp up, you naturally feel more inclined to eat more calories. And typically those calories come from carbs, processed carbs.
They're so comforting. They just feel, and then of course I have a bakery like right by me. So like even today I was like, oh, maybe I'll go get a baguette. I'll get a pain au chocolat. Carb.
Yeah.
So sleep, what they're eating and the working out.
Yes, and also blood work. This is what a lot of people overlook, right? So I get all the
Oh,
guys to do, a thorough blood test.
yeah.
And by thorough, I mean, one that tests for, a certain number of biomarkers, different biomarkers, because if you go to, your doctor, there's a big chance that he might just run you through a generic test and not test for everything that's really needed. So once we have this information in, then we can have a look at, okay, are the reference ranges matching up with reference ranges of, healthy individuals? Because what most doctors are trained to do is they compare reference ranges to reference ranges of an average person that doesn't work out that much. It's just like got a healthy BMI. And so when we have that information in, then we can, look to see, okay, do we need to include, a certain supplement? What dosage does that supplement need to be in? Do we need to include food? Do we need to remove a certain food because it's not agreeing with you? It's disrupting your gut health. So, everybody is different. And like my view on it is you really need a tailored approach in order to get the best result possible. Like generic, cookie cutter programs and just thinking that you can, dive into this and eat less and do more. I've seen it not work well for most people.
I completely agree with you. I was living in Los Angeles years ago, and I had just put on tons of weight. And I remember I would just go through every diet, new fad diet, cleansing, all that, and none of it worked. And it really took a lifelong journey of getting to know myself and getting to know what supplements I needed to be on, what kind of workout worked for me. So I love that you're so scientific with your approach, because I think that that's monumental and imperative, but also that it's tailored, because not one person is the same. And we all have different factors in our life. Like you're saying, we have different levels of stress, different sleep habits. All of these things need to be taken into account. So I want to ask a hard question, which is, what is the consequence when someone doesn't do this, when they're not looking out for themselves, when they are prioritizing their career and they're putting their body on the back burner? What happens when they don't come and see a coach like yourself?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's actually a question that I ask the guys when I have that kind of initial one-to-one conversation, because I think sometimes we think that we're going to live forever. Maybe I don't think
That is
before we know it, we're 5 years older, 10 years older, and I was just walking down the seafront here, and for some guys it's too late. Like for some guys in their 60s, 65, like this guy, he's unable to walk. He had another guy has had an issue with his stomach. Like I'm not sure exactly what the issue is, but he obviously had some surgery here. His stomach was bulging out. And, I say nip it in the bud now, like before it gets too late. Because if it does get too late, it's going to be harder to start. You might have some health complications, heart attack, cardiovascular disease. Sarcopenia, osteoporosis, pre-diabetes, diabetes, and obviously, you don't want those things to happen for you, because for yourself, obviously for one, but, for all the people around you that, love you and care about you. Like it's unfair for these individuals to have, because you're going to become a burden for them if you keep doing the same thing that you're doing and don't take care of yourself. That's going to be the reality of your situation.
Wow. And I love that you do this as well, because I know, when you're as a woman, when you're with a man and he's not taking care of himself, it even becomes a psychological and emotional burden on a woman, because it's like your desire for him starts going down, and, he starts becoming lethargic. And we want to be able to gently nudge our men and say, hey, listen, maybe you should check this out. But at the end of the day, we don't want to coach them through that. We just want to go, hey, bud, go get this handled. Like your stamina is not there in the bedroom anymore. That's a problem. Or, I want to go for runs with you or walks with you, and you don't have the energy to do that. And so now I feel drained in our relationship because you don't have that momentum anymore. And that's the time, our time together is now we're just watching, Netflix all the time, and going out to get food and drinks. And it's like, but there's no spontaneity anymore in our relationship because you're lethargic.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of guys bring the bread home and make the money, but if the health and fitness isn't there, and like you said, you can't enjoy those moments outside doing things that you love, and in my opinion, that's not a healthy relationship, especially if you're not having sex regularly, right? And that's because you're not taking care of your health and fitness. So yeah, it's definitely an important one if you have a partner, and obviously you don't want the partner to follow in your footsteps. And I've seen partners put on the weight as well, and
Yes.
yeah, they're taking up the partners, the guy's habits, which
Yes,
isn't,
yes, yes.
it's not really fair, is it? It's not.
No,
Nice.
no, it's funny. I live here in Monaco area, in the Monaco area, and we just have steps everywhere. And it's like you see those couples who are just like, you're like, you guys got to get that sorted, man.
Yeah,
Dino,
and you.
how do people reach out to you? How do they work with you? Where can I direct them to?
Yes, good question. So it's just Dino Ermogenes on all socials. So you can find me on LinkedIn. I post a lot of stuff on LinkedIn. You can find me obviously on Instagram, personal Facebook profile. You can add me as a friend there. I've got a calendar link if they want to book in a call, or a website if they want to check out the website. You just let me know and I'll send you the links.
Fantastic, fantastic. I'll be sure to put those all in the description so that they know where to find you, and put your handles on there as well. I'm so grateful that you took the time to share this with us. If a guy is watching you right now, and he's watching this and he's listening to you, and he's like, I know what Dino is saying is right, but I just can't find that motivation. Like I just can't, I know I need to, I know there are real consequences, but I'm really struggling to find the motivation to call you, Dino, to reach out to, what you're doing. You take a scientific approach, you'll customize everything for me, but I'm still just lacking that motivation to do something about this. What would you say to that guy who's in that position, or feeling or
Okay,
thinking
so
that
I would say, one, it's normal to feel that way. If you haven't been doing much for a while, I was feeling that way in the beginning, so don't think that you're alone. A lot of the times we just need some support, some accountability, just to get the wheels off the ground. And it's all about taking small action in the beginning. You don't have to do anything major. It really is super, super simple. And once you get the wheels off the ground, you're going to be feeling a whole lot better in, even 3-4 weeks once you build that momentum up. So it all starts with, taking that little bit of action. Because I don't believe in motivation, I believe in action. And once you take that action, then comes the, inspiration, and then motivation.
I love that.
Yeah, and I mean, if the guys that I'm working with who are in, some of them are in their 50s, I've had guys in their 60s, 40s, you name it, with all, all of them time demanding jobs, they've all got a lot of them families, kids, and all that. If they can do it, why can't you?
I love that. That is fantastic. So it's not so much, even if you don't feel the motivation, it's okay, but it is time for you to take action.
Exactly.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much, Dino, for sharing this. This is, I had no idea you went into such depth with your coaching. So it's wonderful to know that I have you as a resource for my clients as well. So thank you. Thank you for your time.
It's been a pleasure.
You guys be sure to reach out to Dino, even if you don't feel it. But you just want someone, you're tired of feeling this way and you're frustrated and you don't want to go at this alone, now you have support. There's no excuse. Take action and reach out to him.